Clair de Lune, a soft and sweet post-Season 2 Good Omens animatic, written by Kotias, illustrated by Gleafer, and read by Nosferatini. A few years had passed since Crowley and Aziraphale had stopped the second try of heaven and hell at ending the world, and those few years had, the angel felt, not repaired the two of them as he might have hoped. There were no more restaurants, no more breakfasts, no more walks in the nearby parks. Carefully, shyly, the two of them had taken a step back, as though they were both afraid of scaring the other away again. Crowley would still come by the bookshop, and Aziraphale would go around, stopping to have some tea by Crowley's side. But never would he spend more than an hour this way. Aziraphale would look into Crowley's eyes, and his blue ones would glimmer with his affection, but a veil of regret would impose itself on them after mere seconds, breaking the demon's heart over and over again. One day, what must have been 5 years after they had dealt the last blow to Armageddon, Crowley came by the bookshop and knocked. All Aziraphale had told him was to do so, and when Aziraphale opened the door and smiled at him, he gave him a single rose, his beautiful eyes shining with adoration. Crowley accepted the rose, his cheeks warming up more than he thought they ought. Aziraphale offered his arm, and the demon almost felt like he might just giggle from the cliché, then wrapped his arm around the angel's.
"Where are you planning to bring me?" "You'll see soon enough, my dear." "You're taking me on quite the journey, aren't you?" "Well, I came to realize that we hadn't really returned here, since the first end of the world." Fancy separating yourself from me again, then?" "No, not at all. Of course not. No, it might be easier for me to show you. And the sun is going down. Perfect timing." "Yeah, it's almost like you had planned this all along." "Oh, shush now, wily demon." "All right. Let there be light." That is... Might I ask that just this once you take your sunglasses off? Would you care to join me for a dance? Of course I would. Debussy's Clair de Lune. What an old soul you are. Well, you couldn't expect me to put on bebop, could you? All right, I think it's high time I told you something. If I don't do it now, I am not quite sure when else I would. We have known each other for a very long time. We have been on this planet for a long time. I could always rely on you. And I could always rely on you. We're a team, group of the two of us, and I think we are more than allowed to stop pretending that we are not. And I would like to spend the rest of eternity with you. Yes, that sounds just about right. Would you allow me to do it, you idiot? Would you show me what eternity with you looks like? Where did you bring Oh. You were right. They have barely grown. Told you, would have been a tragedy.
The little children, because in the eyes of a creator, that was all they were still, seemed to notice their celestial presence, and their lights danced in a rhythm that beat with both their hearts, steadily and perfectly in tune, as the universe had intended.